Welcome back to Animal Crossing New Horizons. I'm dear darling, as you see what's going on our lovely island of Fawnhallow today, as we will be, I don't know, talking about whatever the next part is of a holiday. What did I talk about yesterday? Oh, I talked about a Coldplay concert, which is actually very spectacular. A sky full of stars, as they say. So what happened next? Well, I mean, next was not very exciting, I suppose. We checked out with our, our Airbnb. We went on a flight, an internal flight, from Athens to Crete, and yeah, that was basically that part of it. Hello everyone. Right now in Fawnhallow, it's 12:30 p.m. on Saturday, June 22nd, 2024. Oh, we have a bug off today, which we're not going to be participating in, so be it. But yes, so yeah, we went on a flight. It was just a short and 10 flight. I'm looking at my photos now to see if there's anything interesting that I should bring up, but not really. We were just kind of vibing, to be honest. I think my friend also looked up and it said that like the airport we were going to, we went to Heraklion, was like the worst airport or something, worst rated airport in all of Europe, which is, strong words, I would certainly say. I didn't think it was that bad, at least when we went to it. It certainly seemed much more old-fashioned. Like, instead of having like LCD screens for flights, and they had like the old school like LED light tracker, flight tracker things with the dot displays. I don't know what they're called, and I was like, oh, that's so retro. Which obviously, we're not going necessarily for a retro look. It's just like maybe they don't have funds to update it, maybe they don't need to. I don't really know. I don't know the story behind it, but I thought it was fine. It was, to me, an airport just needs to be serviceable enough, get you from one place to another, fine, and have reasonable services. Reasonable services to me being like some food and some general like store sort of locations. Anyway, we're not going to be talking about that. There's not much to say about the world's worst airport, which was, or Europe's worst airport, which was fine. I think I certainly didn't go there and was like, wow, this is the most luxurious airport I've ever been to. I just went there and like, this is an airport. Anyway, but the bigger part though is we went to Crete, and just to give you like an overview, we stayed at a 5-star, well, I believe it's 5-star hotel. It's like the Mitsis brand of hotels or whatever, but they're like a resort essentially. And we had like all-inclusive stay. This is literally the first time I've done anything sort of like full board, half boarding, or anything sort of stay. Like all the holidays I've been on before have been just like the accommodation we stayed at have been like just like maybe a hotel or something that provided breakfast. I've never had like a half board, full board, or anything experience like this, which is why I was so curious about it when my friends like brought it up, like suggested it. Because I know my intrinsic initial reaction was like, we don't need to do that. What's the point of doing that? But then I was like, take a step back, dear darling. Think about this a bit more. Obviously, your friends are not suggesting us to be like, oh, let's do this because this will be a terrible decision. They're doing this because it will be a nice decision. And one of them has done like these sort of full boards before, and I think the other three of us had not. I don't know if that's quite accurate, but well, it doesn't really matter. The long and short of it, this story is just from my perspective, so really I should be stating my opinions, is the fact that I've never done a half board or full board or any sort of like all-inclusive stay before, and honestly, I'd never really like considered it before. And I was just kind of curious, being like, what would I like about it? Would I like it? Like, my thought process behind it would be like, I don't know if I would like this because I like to do things on holiday. I like to see things, etc., and go out. So I feel like doing this, I would, get kind of bored a bit easily. I'm also not really someone who likes to just like sit by a pool or sit by a beach and do stuff, unless I'm sleeping. Literally, the only time you'll get me to like chill by a pool or something like that is if I can sleep there, I suppose, which is basically it. Which is weird because I like, it's not like I can't meditate or something. It's just more like I feel like the way my brain works is like, is there something I could be doing now? Then let's do the thing. If there's not, then then I'll sleep. I said this to my friends. It's like probably the reason. Like I don't sleep all that much, but I sleep like immediately on transport. And I said it to my friend, basically being like, I think it's probably because I don't like doing things while I'm on transport, like on car journeys. Like I don't like to do things because I don't get car sick just by being in the car, but if I like read a book for the entire time in the car, I probably will get car sick. And on planes and trains and stuff, I don't know, I just find it awkward like working even like on a laptop or something. So what I do is I just sleep instead. So to me, I was just like, oh, the idea of just like being by the beach, being by the pool, and it's just like, I feel like I wonder if I'll get too restless doing this and I want to do something. and the concept of food and drink is interesting because, as I say before many times, I'm not really a foodie. I will literally try anything. Don't get me wrong, but if you're just like, hey, would you rather like go to a nice restaurant or go see a ballet, I would 100%, almost every time I would choose the ballet because that sounds more enticing to me. Not to say I don't like food or I don't like drink, I just not like high priority for me or anything, which is kind of like the main thing you do there. But actually it kind of worked out pretty well, you know. I actually very much enjoyed my stay, mainly because not so much over just like we're chilling by the pool and doing things. I'll talk about it later, but I didn't really do that. But mainly because everything is basically just taken care of for you. You know, you've got to like, you immediately landed at the airport. We had a taxi, come pick us up, take us to the thing. And I was thinking at that time, being like, oh, you know, that's pretty cool. It's like, I guess nice to not have to faff around with public transport and figure out how we're going to get there with this luggage or something. We just literally get there, immediately gone, you know. Just like that. And he gave us like these cool water bottles, not cool water bottles, like cold water bottles as well, to be like a refreshing drink along the way. It was super hot and we were like, okay, amazing. We got there, we checked in, they were just like, here's your pass, this is what you can do, here are all the services, and then okay, we'll take you to your rooms. And then, you know, in my mind I was like, let's grab our stuff and go. But of course, gotta think, this is an all-star, like all-inclusive thing, of course they're gonna drive you to your room in this like little buggy thing. Like the thing I didn't really expect this. The thing I liked about it most, I guess, was sort of like simulating living a very rich, privileged, I mean, I do have a privileged life, like, and I'm not gonna like pretend I don't, but like an even more rich and privileged life, like where you go in a hotel where like, I was joking about this with a friend, being like, oh, you know, how great would it be if you just go there and like people know you're coming and then make sure all these preparations are in place. And it's sort of like part of me is just like, you know, obviously I don't like wealth disparity or anything like this, or like you know, like tax rich, etc, etc. But it's also at the same time now I'm like, you know, living in that lap of luxury, it'd be nice to have that sort of level of comfort sometimes. I think probably not all the time for like literally everything, but things just being like, oh, you know, not having to worry about the transportation like to and from the airport, you know. Would be nice. Or like having a nice garden which you didn't have to necessarily care for entirely, you can care for it like at the pace that you choose. I remember like you have gardeners who do the rest, or like not having to think about cooking healthy and balanced meals or something because you have a personal chef which does that for you. Well, I certainly don't think like I will ever be at that level, and even if I did have a riches for that level, would I ever do that? Tenuous. Highly doubt it at best. It's still nice to, I suppose, treat yourself like for a few days, right? Live like a princess. you know, which maybe this is just like how kind of reflective, I suppose, of wealth disparity in the first place, that this is in my mind like being treated like a princess, when really it's probably like nothing compared to like what royalty would be actually treated as. But I thought it was really nice just being like getting there, you know, didn't have to take care of anything, check in, this is it, super simple. And then they just like drove us to our room. It was a really nice room, had air conditioning, and it's just like the convenience of everything is really what like appealed to me at like all-inclusive stay, you know. While I certainly like going out to like trying local food in restaurants, it's nice also to be like, oh, you know, what we're gonna do for food, it doesn't matter, let's just go to the buffet, it's simple, sit down, eat food. And there were restaurants on the site as well to eat food from as well, which is just, it's just convenient basically, like, and it's just like to have things taken care of and not like have to, you know, think about it. I mean, I do kind of like thinking about it to a certain extent, but it's also like, I mean, I'm sort of like mixed on these sort of things because it's weird because I don't really do a lot of holiday booking or preparation, to be honest, when we go on holiday, which I definitely should do more of. I'm going to be perfectly honest, I'm going to admit fault there. It's hard to get a balance of things, and I suppose it's harder when I'm not very much someone who has this sort of wanderlust built into me. Nonetheless, that's not what we're here to talk about. It's just nice to have your needs taken care of, like just for a few days. We only stayed for like 4 nights or 5 days in total, so you know, it wasn't like we're staying here forever. It was just nice to be like, oh, you know, there's a problem, just talk to the front desk, go get it sorted. Like I can't remember, like we didn't actually get sorted, but we had a weird issue with one of our ACs, just like sounded like a helicopter every time it's turned on. Engineer came like later, you know, in the afternoon and had a look at it. Did he do anything? I don't actually think he did anything to fix it, or if he did fix it, he fixed it while we were out. But I was like, oh, that's cool. Laundry services, you know, we have a laundry bag, give it to, you know, someone who will come collect it. It gets done for you. Easy peasy. Food, don't even need to worry about it. Go to a buffet. You know, is a buffet food like 5-star amazing quality food? No, it's buffet food. It was cool. It was cooked for quantity over quality, but it was still pretty decent. Like, it was fine. A lot of the stuff was sort of just like sitting out in hot baths or whatever, just keeping warm, but there was a lot of like people who like actively working grills as well, and you can have a little queue up for them and have them, and they were great. Like, there was this thing during a breakfast or lunch stations or brunch station, there was like a lady working like the omelette station, and I only had an omelette on the last day because every other time there was like a queue, and I was like, I can't be bothered to wait. Had the omelette was delicious. I should have done that every day, to be honest. But the rest of the food was like, it was fine. It was passably fine. And I think it actually played to my advantage. In fact, I'm not much of a foodie. I'm not particularly picky. I was just like, yeah, I'll just like try a bit of whatever. You know, I tried. I don't think I tried literally a bit of everything, because there are things which were just like, oh, this is just salad, or oh, this is just a grilled vegetable. I didn't like specifically go and pick that out to try everything, because I was like, yeah, I've had grilled carrots before. I've had like grilled eggplant before. But whenever I looked at something, it was like, I don't know what that is. I tried it. Why not? And then, like, to be fair, the like rotation of food doesn't change that often. So definitely by like the second or third day, I was like, oh, you know, I've tried all these things. I guess I'll just like have what I want to have at this point. But it was nice just to have that convenience. And I suppose that having that, like, it really is that simulation of like no responsibilities for a while, which is nice. It's a nice sort of like break. It's a nice sort of breather. And honestly, you know, that was probably the nicest thing. The second nicest thing was just being there with, well, actually, nicest thing, being there with my friends. Second nicest thing, all your needs taken care of. Third nicest thing is just like going around just like eating food and drinking stuff, to be honest. Like, they had like an all-day bar, which, you know, in the morning get a cocktail, you know, pre-lunch get a cocktail, lunchtime get a cocktail, afternoon get a cocktail, stuff like that. You know, you're hungry, go to the sushi bar, have some sushi. If you want something a bit sweet, you go to the dessert bar and have like a waffle and pancakes. For dinner, we went to like the restaurants which are actually on site, stuff like that. If you want entertainment, there's like a theatre like stage, which, I mean, it was mostly like family friendly entertainment, so we never went to it, but still, you could go there if you wanted. You could go to like the numerous different pools they have around the place. Don't want the pool, go to a beach. Too hot outside, go to the indoor pool, go to the spa. It's just, I don't know, like, obviously, like, if you live there, that would be, like, living a life of luxury, like, permanently. But, like, for a long holiday there, I actually think I would get, like, really bored of it. But a short holiday there, just a few days, a few nights, perfect. It's just, like, a nice sort of break from everything, to be perfectly honest. Oh, yeah, they had an arcade as well, go to the arcade, do that. There's not really much to say, because that's kind of, like, basically what we did. We just, like, ate food, we drank, we, like, chilled out. And I don't think I'm like the best at chilling out. I'm like, I can do it sometimes. Like, I'm at this weird in between where like I'm pretty good at like this being like meditation, you know. Like I think, for example, like we went to Wales, put me at the top of a mountain, just looking out over the landscape. I could sit there probably for hours. But weirdly, sitting by the pool, you know, like on the beach, just like under the shade, like tanning or whatever, I got surprisingly restless like there. Like one of the days, like, I'm trying to remember what we did on each day. First day we landed. We had food. No, we went to the sushi bar, the sushi and champagne lounge, and we basically made it a thing where we would try all the drinks, but I'll talk about that in a future episode, I suppose. And then we were basically just checking everything out. Like, we went to the sushi bar, we went to the crepe place, and then we had restaurant food at one of our restaurants, and then we were just basically like eating and drinking and chilling. And then, you know, next day buffet. What did we do? Oh, that was the day we went to... Did we go to a poolside or... No, we went to a beach this day. Then we had like... We went to the beach in the morning. Then lunch. We had some food. We went to the arcade. Then I don't know what we did. We had a buffet dinner. Went back to the waffle place. One of these days we chilled out by the pool. And that's the one I wanted to talk about. I think... Was it that day? It might have been that day. But one of the days we were chilling out by the pool, I think it was that second day, and actually I totally forgot, but it was like a woman who was very angry at us because she put her towels down on one of the chairs and was like, hey, how come you sat in all these chairs like next to it? And we're like, one rule, you can't reserve these beach chairs, to be perfectly honest, and two, you only put it down on one chair, which we didn't even sit in, which was just pretty crazy to be perfectly honest. But you know, I can understand her perspective at very least. Anyway, the long and short is we were just like chilling by the pool and like a beach, and that was when I got restless. Just like sitting by the pool, I think it was because the only thing to do was go on my phone, which is fine, but it was so like bright outside I couldn't see anything on my phone. And then I was just like, I just said to my friends like, I'm gonna like go to a bar or something. I can't sit here for like the entire day. We didn't sit there for the entire day. It was only a few hours, to be honest. And that's what I did. My friends, they had a lovely time chilling by the pool. I don't know, like listening to music or whatever. I went to a bar and I just had like a load of cocktails, and I brought my laptop and I was working on like some D&D stuff. Not D&D sessions, because I was just like, I probably shouldn't work on D&D sessions because, one, I don't have access to Foundry right now, but I just like did a bit of lore building, that sort of thing. Did about a bit of thinking, direction about like what the campaign's going. I watched some Dropout. I was basically just like chilling, and it was great. Had a great time. Drinking a load of random cocktails there. Yeah. I definitely feel like, in general, like all-inclusive stays at resorts, not something I would do by myself. If I had like a partner, maybe, I don't know. Like it's not the thing. It's something maybe like when I retire, or like when I have like no energy to go out and do things, I would just be like, oh yeah, this sounds like a dream. But as of right now, like sitting on a beach, chilling is not really my idea of a holiday. If my friends wanted to do it again, I would be like, yes, absolutely, sure. Why? Because they're my friends. I want to hang out with my friends, I like doing things with my friends, even if it's not an activity I necessarily would choose. It's still fun, in general. Then I guess it kind of depends on the activity. I'm not going to say that as a blanket statement for everything. Chilling by the pool, chilling by the beach, not really like my choice, but it's still fun. It's still a novel experience, so it's still fun to enjoy, in my opinion. So all-inclusive stays, a very unique experience, which, would I do it again? Yeah, I don't see why not. And like, it's a thing, I was actually talking to my parents about this because I was telling them about it, and I was like, I can absolutely see it. If I was like rich, would I stay in all-inclusive resorts? Yeah, I would stay in like these 5-star hotels where everything is basically taken care of. I can absolutely see myself doing that. But, for me right now, yeah, I can see doing it with my friends, but I wouldn't necessarily go out my way to do it all the time. But some people really love it. Like, as I said, I was talking to my parents about it, and my mother was talking about like one of like her colleagues or friends or whatever, like would stay like 2 weeks or something at this thing, and I was like, I could not imagine staying 2 weeks at an all-inclusive resort. I feel like I'd waste away. I was even saying to my friends, like, I can't remember, on like the 4th day or something, I was like, I feel like I'm wasting away to nothingness. But then we did an activity. Then we did like an escape room activity, and then I was like, okay, I'm back, baby. But it was interesting, I guess I kind of surprised myself with how much I enjoyed it in the end, but not for the reasons I expected to enjoy it. I didn't enjoy it because of like just like chilling by the beach or chilling by the pool. I enjoyed it because of having needs taken care of, and surprisingly novel experience of going around trying like all the different restaurants and food. I think that definitely helped a lot. Kudos to my friend for booking those restaurants, which were free, by the way. Or part of the all-inclusive deal is that we went to a different restaurant each night. That definitely helped. Like, I think I probably would have lost my mind maybe if we went to the same place, the same buffet for a meal every single day. So kudos to my friend, fantastic organizer. I forgot what I was going to do. I was going to make the thumbnail art, I suppose, while we still have a bit of a mo. And yeah, all-inclusive stay. I don't know. It's sort of like two parts of me, One part of me wants to reach that like rich like socialite life, ooh, living in a lap of luxury sort of thing. But the other part of me is also just like, the life of luxury can sometimes be a bit stale. I'm not saying it always is, like, obviously, but as I say, like, unsurprisingly, the parts which appealed most were very much the safety, not the safety. Well, I mean, yes, the safety, but like the convenience of it all. I don't know what to put as a tagline. Like a princess, I'll put that. I know, like royalty. Yeah. Just like living in that sort of like lap of luxury is nice for a little while. Forever? No. But for just a few days on holiday? Absolutely. Would I do it again? Yeah, probably. I would not do the same resort again, I don't think. Maybe like a different country. Like, they're all fundamentally probably kind of similar. But to me, the thing which keeps it going is the fact that, oh, new things to try? Let's try it at this resort. If I went to the same resort, I think I'd probably be quite bored. But yeah, I don't know. I enjoyed it. What to say? It was very relaxing, and I'm glad I tried it. I'm glad my friends, not made me try it, suggested it. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this episode off here, so if you have been watching, thank you very much. It's been Animal Crossing New Horizons, and I've been Dear Darling. Likes, comments, subscription, shares, greatly appreciated. Socials, Discord down below. Hope to see each other again, but for now, it's our farewell. So until next time, bye-bye for now.